Well, good afternoon, Stephen. So quite a surprise indeed from Advocate Malesela Teffo, where he has then decided to actually withdraw from the case and representing counsel 1 to 4. The advocate has said that he cannot continue with the alleged abuse that he has suffered, not just from the state, but also from the court, Stephen. Advocate Malesela Teffo saying that he's also human, that he cannot continue with the way things have been ongoing now. And he's also spoken about his own trial. You remember his own case that he's currently facing, and he says that he cannot be on both sides at this point, where he's looking to his own case and also having to represent these 4 men who are part of a 5 that are accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa. I'd like to bring in a friend of Advocate Malesela Teffo at this point, Stephen, John Clark. He's also a social worker. John, thank you so much for your time. So just give us a quick response to, your friend has now decided to walk out of court, and you've also advised him on some of the matters that actually speak to this very trial.
Well, if I can go back to October last year, I first met Dan Teffo, Advocate Teffo, in the holding cells in the Johannesburg Magistrates Court in the bottom dungeon, as I call it, where he was being held for 5 days already at that stage without bail on charges which we weren't able to quite fathom what they were all about. As I got to know him and his family, he's got 3 young children and a wife, as a social worker, I try and help people who are particularly people that take up the cause of justice for the vulnerable and the disadvantaged. And I work with whistleblowers, as well known, and I've got several people that I've been supporting in psychosocial support for them. And, as I've got to know Dan over the number of months, I've seen somebody who's actually been subjected to relentless retaliation and trauma by a system that doesn't want to face its own truth. And by that I mean a criminal justice system that's still broken. 8 years have passed without a prosecution of Senzo Meyiwa's killers. 5 years have passed without a prosecution of the people that killed my friend Bazuka Khadebe at Kolobeni. We've heard stories about that, of how we've heard stories how General Kele has dismissed these things and has gone on to continually demonize and scapegoat the very people that are trying to do something about this broken system. So if we can please reframe or frame this in a larger context and say the criminal justice system is on trial.
John, I just want to try quickly grab Advocate Malesela Teffo. Advocate, you've now decided to walk out of court and withdraw from this very case with the Senzo Meyiwa trial. We've spoken extensively to you around some of the allegations that you've also raised regarding, what you've mentioned about the police system. And you've said in court today that you will not be subjected to any more harassment, not just by the state, but also from the court. Give us a few more details, Advocate, around the issue of your decision to walk out of court this afternoon.
As I said, that I've consulted with the relevant people. I've consulted with the Senzo Meyiwa. My client, we've consulted with their families during the course of the week. Actually, the last straw, as you were asking about the last straw, that happened exactly on the 8th of July after Johannesburg Court at Hillbrow, whereby now I'm being charged with 8 charges. Among 8 charges, I'm the complainant in 4 of the charges against me now. And 2 charges have been withdrawn. So now they are facing me. What has been said to me all along in the corridors or in the darkest corner of this country, I haven't said it, and I've been still not saying it now. Then I just realized that today, insofar as my handlers, if I may so, I said no, today is opportune moment. This matter has been postponed to September. Then that's where now the camel's neck has to be broken. Yes. So I'm not lost insofar as the peace and justice that we need to see happening for Senzo happen. I'm now going to pay full attention to 375. Yes. The 636 is behind me now.
So we do know that, of course, that this means that a new legal representative will be coming in, and will you be then doing quite a bit of a handover to this legal representative about what you currently know and what has happened in this trial?
About the new legal representative, I don't know. But obviously, the guys, they will make it their own decision. Like I said, they will make their own decision. It's not like this is an emotional decision. It's not. It has been canvassed. Yeah, I think far away, long time ago, since this trial started, and then the first week, on the second week, my client, they've seen what's going to happen. They said time and again, no, we are not going to get justice here. So can we bring an application for recusal? I said, I've advised against the application for recusal, because that, according to me, would delay this matter to be finalized. Because according to me, 2 weeks was too long for this matter to be concluded. You see, because where on earth have you ever seen the matter? This case, 636, it's got 130 witnesses. And we've got the 375, which are less than 14 witnesses. Where were these 130 people in this 636? It's a waste of time. You see, I've brought a sensible proposal in terms of the applications. Yeah. So, but the court never wanted to take anything from me. Not that I say I should do, but I was reasonable to the best of my ability. What was left for me here is just to be made a circus, humiliated. So I cannot take a humiliation anymore.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Advocate Malesela Teffo, there, just giving us details about his decision to withdraw from the case this afternoon. Something that, was quite a shock, I must say, to the people that were in the courtroom. But he did say, Stephen, that, he withdrew. However, he did consult with his clients, accused number 1 to 4. This, of course, all happening after accused number 3 taking to the stand to speak about the prison conditions at Kgosimampuru Correctional Services. However, Judge Maumela saying that he cannot rule on that. He does believe that this must then be taken to another court, or to be raised with the prison officials actually at that particular correctional services. So the latest really being that Advocate Malesela Teffo has now withdrawn from the case and walked out of court.
Tshegohaco Moagi, thanks very much indeed. All right.